Real news. True, honest, and not fake news.
We're going to start with the stock market, which is seeing a turbulent sort of week. We'll talk about that briefly. Then we're going to go on to SpaceX, Trudeau, and his little joke, as he calls it. And then we'll end with Trump's scandal that he's having.
SpaceX, I need some of that.
You need some SpaceX?
Or GasX, close enough.
GasX. Well, we'll be having burgers after this, so then you can have it. But anyway, listen to your handler. Don't make noise. Oh, and make sure your phone's on vibrate, because somebody actually complained that they thought it was their phone when they were listening to it because they had the same ringtone.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Well, we actually had someone comment?
Yeah, we actually did. It was somebody in one of the group meets.
Oh, I thought this was like our good old friends. Wonder what happened to them.
Yeah. Oh, I should say that right now.
Look at this. We have people.
And, our fans.
In traditional garb.
Yeah. That's very progressive.
Aw, she's helping out her grandmother.
Yeah,
very
they look
sweet.
like nice people. If you want to call in and have a debate or discussion with us, call in at 814-865-9577 to call in, and we'll debate you live on air. If you call, we're probably just going to put you right on air. I'll see how that's going to work. But
yeah, we're like the Andy
in.
Worski show, but for poor people.
Yeah, we're the poor people's Andy Worski show, even though we have a pretty good setup here. But anyway, let's move on to the first topic, which is the stock market. On Monday, we saw the Dow drop nearly 1,600 points, which was the... You having fun there? Oh, God.
Okay, I think we're good.
Yeah, that sounds better. The stock market. On Monday, we had a massive drop in Dow, 1,600 points, biggest loss in one day. Then on Tuesday, it went up 500 points. Then Wednesday, it went down 20 points. Then on Thursday, it dropped again 1,000 points. Then on Friday, it went up 300 points. So as you can see there, every time it dropped, that was the Trump economy. It was just phasing out, as the Democrats told us. And then when it would go up, that was the Obama economy just magically coming back. That was what the Democrats told me.
Well, see, with the stock market, I have I know a thing or two about finance, I'll tell you what. But now the thing with the stock market, a lot of it, I think it may have something to do with the government shutdowns that have been going on and off and on and off. And it's like, we're going to shut down today. Why don't we just go and make a deal? Let's just go and shut down the government. We don't need it. Those roads can go and pave themselves. But now we keep having this problem back and forth within the like the Senates and the Congress, like all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really causing some problems with the economy, because who's going to want to invest in a country that doesn't have a functional government? That doesn't really look too good. That's showing some destabilization, and that has an inherent risk to it. And when you deal with stocks and whatnot, you want to lower the risk to make the most profit.
Right.
Because that'd be like investing in like Nigeria. Like you say, it might be good, but then the government might nationalize your product. So who's going to really want to go and put a lot of money in there?
Yeah. I would say a lot of the blame's on the Democrats.
Yeah, I'd say most of that blame would be put on Democrats. And two, Trump's economy was like a raging bull, like that Wall Street bull with the little girl in front of it now, because people need to go and make a statement.
She persisted.
Yeah, she persisted. And then the guy I know the guy put the Trump hat on her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was that James?
No, that wasn't James Alsop. He's not. You don't keep this up. You're gonna make him the next. Who's that comic?
Bill Burr.
No.
The one that got Harvey.
The one who keeps getting blamed for the stuff, like the.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of his name. Louis C.K.
No, the conservative comic who went.
Owen Benjamin.
No, he did the.
Crowder.
No, he used to have a show on Cartoon Network on Adult Swim.
Oh, Sam Hyde.
Yeah, you don't turn James Alsop into the next Sam Hyde. He seems like he's a pretty chill dude.
He keeps getting away with it.
He seems like a pretty chill dude, but no, that wasn't him. It was some other guy. He went to it was like King's College or something in New York.
Okay.
But anyways, the markets, you can't just have going up and up and up forever. Eventually, it's got to go down. It's like when you take a shot of like coffee or something. If you're really good, then
know what that's like.
Yes, because you won't know what a lot of things are like. Let's put it that way. But
he's not wrong.
But no, with the coffee, it's pretty much like that. It's going to go up at times, it's going to go down at times, and there's going to be an equilibrium. You can have sort of upper tracks, but it's not going to be very high growth. We had a period of very high growth, and so eventually there's an inevitable decline. Same thing with Bitcoin. We saw it going like $10,000, and it dropped to $6,000, and that has a lot to do with the government trying to stick their nose into places it shouldn't be.
Match my shock.
But yeah, I really don't think the government should be involved in Bitcoin. I really don't.
That's the point of it. It's going to be unregulated, but they're eventually going to get some sort of regulation, I think. I don't have much to say on stock markets. I think it's all gambling. It never makes sense. It's mostly your emotional impulses, like you think this is going to do good or that's going to do good. And then there's a lot of insider trading, a lot of dirty dealing going on with information that's withheld from the public.
Well, there's some insider trading to it, but some of it's like common sense. Like it's like a risk. You're investing in something. Like you see Microsoft, I'm gonna go and release like Halo, and some people are like, oh, this could do really good. I'm gonna put more money into it. And other people are like, I don't know. But then once Halo comes out, their stock prices increase because they get more sales.
Yeah,
and that's one of the big things. But anyways,
yeah. We'll move on to the next topic then, which is SpaceX. This actually was a little exciting at the beginning of the week, where SpaceX, which is a company Elon Musk has, they successfully launched the world's most powerful rocket, the Falcon Heavy, into space with a Tesla Roadster mounted on the front, just like out in the movie Heavy Metal. And the goal of it was to put the Tesla Roadster, which the original Roadster, into an elliptical orbit around Mars and then into an asteroid belt. I think that plan has changed, but the details are a little not very clear on that. And the whole big thing about SpaceX was that they have these sort of reusable rockets that they've been developing. So the rocket goes up, does its business, and then when it comes back down, instead of crashing into the ocean, it has rockets on it where that it can propel itself to landing. And so they had 2 boosters on this rocket that detached and successfully landed on their landing pads by themselves. So I thought that was a very exciting day because it's a big win for SpaceX, a big win for the private sector, even though, yes, it is heavily government funded, but they're doing a heck of a lot better job than NASA, and they're doing some very innovative stuff. So I'm excited to see what goes on. What are you doing there? Do you have anything to add to SpaceX?
Well, I support this project wholeheartedly. I think we should be launching all the Teslas into space, preferably into asteroid belts, maybe into the sun. Maybe put them on Mars because I do not want them over here. I do not like what's going on with that. It's another invasion of our humanity. Like, no, think about it. What are we going to do once we have
Jones.
No, what are you going to do once we have robots take away the jobs from all the people in charge of big rigs, all the taxi drivers?
Yeah, it's a problem.
And then we're going to have, once there's no big rigs, they're in charge of a lot of these like gas stations. You see those big like trucker stops. You know how many businesses are there? How many strip clubs are like at these trucker stops? How many meth dealers are over here? What's going to happen to all these people? All these strippers are got shit to go like work. They have to go and work. All the lot lizards over there who go and do their profession. Their very, very old profession, by the way. What are they going to do? They're got to like go onto welfare. Well, half of them probably are on welfare, but
that's where the liberal idea of universal basic income is coming in, because they believe that we're preparing for the future when we don't work. Who's going to pay for our stuff?
Well, we're not quite there yet. Like we're a long ways away. We haven't even explored the oceans yet. We want to go and explore, to the, Milky Way's center, and we want to do all this other crazy stuff. Well, first off, half the space stuff I don't think is really important until we can get faster than light travel. We need to figure that out.
It's going to take forever. That's why I think we got to use what we have to explore planets that we can, like Mars.
What are we going to do with Mars? There's like poison in the atmosphere.
Well, we can discover stuff, figure out how the universe works.
Well, that's not going to be useful. We need to go and discover how to like go really fast. Like, take wormholes. Go faster than light, like lower your mass like a negative number, and then just go and like propel yourself, like Mass Effect, that sort of stuff.
Mass Effect.
That's what they did. That's why they called it Mass Effect. So they use science to lower their mass, and then they go fast.
Oh,
they also had like
sounds
alien
like
sex scenes in there, but that's another
that's another topic for another day.
What if we do find aliens? Good Lord.
Well, that's why we gotta go there to find.
We don't want to find aliens.
Why not?
What do you think would happen if an alien discovered us?
Well, it's probably just going to be like a piece of like bacteria or something.
No, like a real alien, like
like a full-size
cryptosporidium, like destroy humans.
It may
like
want
an
to kill
Ewok
us, or it may
something.
want to talk to us and
Why
understand
would
us.
they,
Maybe.
what would they have to gain from talking to us if they're like a million years more advanced than us? What do they like?
Well, how do we know? If they're more advanced, they probably would have already discovered us. So they're probably not as advanced as us.
Well, maybe they're really long way away.
That's
the
possible.
universe is like we say
massive.
It's like 13 billion years old.
Yeah.
But how do we know that the universe?
We
could
don't
be
know.
Like trillions and zillions and gazillions and googillions years old, and you see like an alien who was there for like a species that was there from the beginning, like some super awesome like creature that could just like, they're not going to want us. We're a liability.
Yeah.
They're going to go over here.
Maybe.
And they could blow us up so easily.
Could they?
Yeah.
Do they have the technology?
You saw Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, well, now in Star Wars, they have, like, Death Stars that can destroy, like, 5 different planets
No, they're
at
going to
once.
go and, like, they're going to do, like, the Last Jedi. They're just going to go and, like, zoom
Astral
into
project.
us. No, they're going to zoom into us with hyperspace.
Oh, yeah. They're going to do that thing where they cut our planet in half of hyperspace. BS. Yeah, that...
Well, what do you think
I don't know.
if you go faster
Well,
than light?
that's why... Wouldn't it be good to discover the aliens before they discover us? Because then, we can have the upper hand, maybe?
Well, no, we're not gonna get the upper hand. Like if
But
there's
you don't
something that
know.
can travel billions of light years away,
Assuming they have that. We don't know. That's the thing.
if we find, where are they gonna be coming from? Pluto,
They could. I don't know.
Uranus.
They could be.
The only aliens that are in Uranus. I don't want to go
Yeah.
there.
Do you really want to know what aliens are in your my anus?
Hey, this is a family program over here. This is Uranus. What are you talking about?
Uranus. That's right. That's what I said.
You said my.
Why? Because you said to me Uranus, and you were directing it at me, so I had to clarify the grammar there.
Oh, jeez. So you had to get your mind out of the gutter. I was talking about the planet.
Were you?
Yes. No, but seriously, we're not gonna have. That's probably not where they're gonna be coming from. They're gonna be coming from like a light year away or something, like several light years away, and they're gonna be smart enough to go that fast. They're gonna be smart enough to go and launch a rocket that can go that fast. That can just wreck our planet.
But won't we need then space travel to colonize Mars? Because if they're gonna screw up Earth, we gotta go somewhere else.
Here's the thing. No, I get that.
That's what Elon's doing.
Well, we should explore space, but we should go and do it smartly.
Yeah, I agree.
We need to go and discover faster than light travel.
Yeah, but that's
first.
hard. I don't think that. Well, we don't even know if that's possible.
Well, we need to discover a way to get from point A to point B faster than light gets there from point A to point
Yeah.
B. If it's just like going really, 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 really fast, or like using. I think wormholes are probably going to be the way to do it. They seem to me the most likely.
Do wormholes even exist?
Well, black holes exist. We haven't been inside one.
We haven't, which is interesting because I think there's some weird stuff it can probably do, but I don't think it can like transport you somewhere quicker. I don't know if that's really possible.
Well, this is like some theoretical physicist stuff.
Yeah.
Keep up that astronomy class, and they will not tell you about that because it's a very low level class for.
It's the big
people.
secret.
It is for people, with big brains.
Big brains.
No, it's really for people with
It's a
small
very
brains.
big brain
It's
stuff.
a pretty small brain class, to be honest.
It
with you.
is. It's pretty
very
simple.
easy. But
Everybody take it, by the way. If you want to take an easy small brain class, take astronomy.
it's Astro 111 or it's like 001 or something.
Don't take the video game. Take just the regular class thing. That's very
the video
easy.
game takes forever, and they have like a lab with it that's easy. I don't know if you took the lab portion.
I wanted to take as least amount as possible.
Oh yeah, well you'd only take the lab if your major requires.
It's a waste of time. Why would you need a lab for that class?
I don't know, but yeah. So
So SpaceX, I think it's great. You don't.
Well, no, I don't think Elon Musk is great.
I think he's great. I like him because what he's doing, he's doing a lot of private sector innovation. Stop plugging your headphones, man. Actually, I don't care what you do. Distract the listeners. Yeah, you can have them if you want. Oh, yeah. But Elon, I think he's doing great work because it's in the private sector. It's actually innovating and doing interesting stuff that's propelling humanity forward. Alex Jones loves Elon Musk. He said it on
he's
air.
also a Mason. I mean, I don't really.
Stop. He's not.
He
isn't.
He does some pretty stupid stuff.
So does everyone.
Do you
think he has a good heart?
He's an entertainer. He's an entertainer.
Yeah.
I don't trust him with Elon Musk. Elon Musk is probably a.
So what do you trust him with then? What would be the trustworthiness of Alex Jones?
He does some funny things. It's hard to go and find the exact
truth.
Things. I don't really know some of the stuff with the Las Vegas. I think there's probably conspiracy with that.
Well, and that he's saying there's a second shooter.
I think there probably was a second shooter. I think there was. They're investigating more people.
I think he had help. I don't think it was a second shooter.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think what happened, this guy was an arms dealer, I think.
I totally agree. Yes.
You know, and he probably got set up by the FBI or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, I think they're proud. Well, you know, he could have been sending weapons to ISIS for all I know. I don't know. Like,
it doesn't make sense because that's the thing with this guy.
They found like U.S. trucks. They had like
what do you mean?
With ISIS control, they had like a Toyota truck that was like from like Bob's Furniture or something.
Yeah, I know, but for this guy, like nothing adds up for a motive. Like Antifa doesn't make sense.
No,
ISIS doesn't make sense.
No, ISIS, I think, like you seen his girlfriend. I think she was.
She had nothing to do with ISIS though.
She was from like a part of the like.
She was from Philippines.
But no, there was like a part that was like under control of ISIS when like who is it? Our Dare to Resist Drugs spokesman, Rodrigo Duterte.
Duterte? Yes.
Do you
dare to do drugs under Duterte?
You don't want to. You don't dare to do drugs under him. You'll find yourself.
You'll find yourself with some holes in you.
You'll find yourself in a ditch somewhere looking like Swiss cheese. But
that's way more colorful than I could have thought of.
But no, under Duterte, he had that how like island or half of an island that was like under Islamic like extremist like ISIS control.
That's strange.
Like that. This was a while ago.
Oh yeah, I remember that was in the news.
I think that's why that's where the ISIS connection comes from.
Interesting. I didn't think of that. You might be onto something. But
and then it was strange too. Like I think they couldn't find the computer.
No, they found the.
They couldn't find the hard drive or something. Like there was something and it was missing, and then later they
did found it. Yeah, because they found the kiddie porn on his laptop.
You see, I think I don't know. That seems like something the FBI would go and do to go for him for that. That's to go make him look even like I don't know. They probably I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if things aren't like what they see. I haven't been there. I don't know. I know that he shot up a bunch of people. I'm not disputing that. I just think that he wasn't just pissed off.
You don't think it was a false flag?
I don't think he was upset that the country music was, ruining his sleep.
That was actually.
I don't think he hated country music that much. I don't think he was just like one guy's like, oh, I want to go, do these terrible acts to people.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted kids to turn down the music, while he was sleeping.
Yeah, like this guy, his whole history. If you go and look at him,
it's bizarre.
It's really bizarre. He made millions of dollars off of
real estate.
What?
Real estate.
Well, no, he's like a gambler, I thought.
No, there's two sources of income. Real estate was number one, and then they said he made millions off of gambling, which is impossible.
But it was video gambling.
Yeah, it was the digital stuff.
It's like with real poker, you can make money because you can go and you can give false flags with your facial movements. You go and listen I have a good deck.
But even that's difficult to make a lot of money.
But you can. There's people who do that. But when you do it online, you really can't.
Yeah, and they said he'd show up in Vegas all the time, playing, I believe, the online stuff and also the slot machines. You can't make millions off that because the casino literally rigs it against you.
Oh, yeah. If you keep winning on those, they'll kick you out because you'll be losing. And
yeah,
unless, you're not going to be really winning a lot.
Yeah.
Consistently. That's how they make money. And that's how they do it. They won't be able to stay in business if people could go and do that with the slot machines.
And he's 65 years old, retired. His father was on one of the on the FBI's most wanted for robbery or something. And then his brother is bizarre. You've seen the interviews with him, right? With his brother, he's so weird. And he had kiddie porn found in his computer too.
Well, of course he did. They probably want to get them.
They could have been working together on something. I think the brothers.
I don't know.
There's something we don't know.
I wouldn't be
those two.
See the thing with the kiddie porn. I would not be surprised if I don't know. These people could just be pedophiles, but I think what could have happened was the FBI planted that in order to possible. Get them in trouble or something. They probably knew too much. They did something. You don't want to mess with the FBI.
No. As you see with those memos.
Look at Ruby Ridge. Look at Waco. Look at all. That's
Trump. They were wiretapping him and spying on him.
Oh yeah. With that FISA stuff. Yeah. That was all messed up.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of malarkey. Malarkey.
Yeah, because we were going to talk about the a few programs ago from Mikey because he wanted to talk about the recent developments of the shooter, so we got that in, which was good. But yeah, it's really weird, and I'd like to learn more about, but that's obviously not going to be very easy with the government, because people have a lot of distrust of it. But we're already months later, and we still don't know the motive, and nobody seems to care. It's the largest mass shooting in history. And nobody still seems to care.
Oh, the only thing is these talking points politically. It's we need to ban the guns because some guy in Las Vegas, he did not like the music. He wanted to shut it down himself. And then the right's like, oh, it's a mental health problem. We need to go and lock up anyone with ADHD and prevent them from exercising their Second Amendment or marijuana. If they smoke marijuana, if they have like ADHD or this or that, we need to go and ban them from owning guns. We need to go and make them out to be crazy people. No, like I think a lot of this is just gone down to the government talking points. We need to go and have real liberty in this country. And right now, this is both sides. They're just promoting a little bit of tyranny over here.
Yeah, I want to, before we go to break, mention that, and I didn't know about this, but yesterday this news broke that the shooter, they did an autopsy on him, and they found that he had anti-anxiety medicine in his system. Antidepressant pretty much kind of stuff. What's interesting is somebody could fact check this for us. You like that pump, don't you? There was a thing somebody did where they showed like a lot of these mass shooters all were taking the same antidepressant or anxiety, whatever you want to call it, medications. There's a connection. I think it's these drugs. They're making these guys go over the edge because they all have mental problems, but this is what puts them over the edge. I think it was the drugs, and they just don't want to tell you that. I think the pharma is, lobbying the government so the government doesn't bring out the big truth and the big secret of all this, and that's why you're not hearing about this. Because I think that's what the big connection here is these painkillers, these drugs, whatever you want to call them, it's the drugs.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if they were using, if this was a part of the issue. I don't think it's so much like the depression that's the problem. It's the fact that these drugs are worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, if you look at some of these side effects, it's like, you can drive your car while like high off of these like
there's always a risk
of
suicide too.
It was like Lunesta, and people were like driving their cars and like wrecking them without even realizing it.
Really?
Yeah, like that was a big. I think it was a few years ago. It was I think it was Lunesta, maybe been something else, but there was like. Or like, I keep forgetting the name of some of these drugs. But people are like driving in their cars and they'd be like waking up and they'd be like sleepwalking and doing all this other stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it. Because like these drugs, we know people that are depressed and then they take these antidepressant drugs and they get even more depressed and even more screwed up. The drugs are bad. They are doing something in these people's brains that's putting them over the edge. And, it's not going to happen to everyone, but there's going to be extreme cases where it's going to make people do crazy things. And I think that's going to be the big thing we're going to find that, because conservatives do say it's mental health. Like, that's partially right. I think the big,
why are they having all this mental illness now? We didn't have nearly this much
exactly.
Years ago. I think people have...
How many mass shootings were there in the 50s?
Well, that in the media, if they did, the media didn't go and talk about it because people are now like, I'm going to be like, I'm going to be so edgy, be more edgy. I'd be going to, do this, go and shoot up that,
and become famous.
I'm going to go to the school or I'm going to go to the church or I'm going to go and do it on live television and get on like, what was
CNN?
No, what was that show that they go use World Star Hip Hop and
Okay. Well, on that note, we're going to go to a break. Again, if you want to come on and debate us, call us in, and we can have some fun at 814-865-9577.
The drugs are making the frogs gay.
Yes. Alex Jones is not a Mason. He did nothing wrong.
He is a Mason. He is. He admits he came from a long line of Masons, but more at that after the break.
Yes. There has now been in the media's attention a sex scandal within the Trump White House. Rob Porter, who resigned recently as the White House staff secretary, because of abuse allegations from two of his ex-wives. Said that they were getting abuse from Porter, including physical violence. Porter denied them, saying they were, quote, outrageous allegations that were simply false. And apparently John Kelly, the chief of staff, knew about this. And then there's also David Sorensen, who resigned as a speechwriter after accusations of domestic abuse by his ex-wife, too. What? Yeah, I know. It's really bizarre. Sorensen denied allegations. He said, quote, he has never... that wasn't a quote. He has said, quote, never committed violence of any kind against any women in my entire life, unquote. And he alleged that he was, quote, was a victim of repeated physical violence, unquote, during his marriage. So he's claiming he was the victim of the violence.
Well, here's the truth with that. Everyone hears about like the violence of men to women, but you'd be surprised there's a lot of men who've been assaulted by their wives, but they're afraid to go and say anything because they'll be seen as, like a lesser man. Like, shoot, and it happens just as much, if not more, but just doesn't get reported.
Yeah.
Like, shoot, I mean, I was saying this one girl at one point, and she used to go and smack me around all the time, and it was, she'd go and call me all sorts of things, but
she was abusive to you.
She was abusive. She was very abusive, but, I never reported it. I mean, I didn't think it wasn't like leaving me with black eyes or anything. It's not like serious abuse, but if I would have done it to her, this would have been considered, I would have been like sent to jail, but she did to me. And, I know a lot of other people have this, but the thing is, I think right now with this, it's the White House. There's going to be this hashtag Me Too movement. I don't know how much of this is real. I mean, personally, I don't even think they fired the people, which I think
they just resigned.
Or they resigned.
Yeah, they resigned themselves after, I guess, the stuff surfaced. It was really abrupt, really bizarre. But, apparently, though, but like people like you have white male privilege. Like, you can't get abused. Like, it's impossible, right?
Oh, see, what happens, too, is, men can get abused in many other ways, too, like through the court system. They get abused when they get their kids taken away. Yeah,
go to a court hearing after, a divorce and talk about that white male privilege. Let's talk about how much males dominate. Oh, you would be amazed how they don't.
Well, yeah, and I'm not saying that women don't get abused or anything.
No, and they do, and it's terrible.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
But I think, the Western world, they want to do all this hashtag Me Too. I think the Western world is probably some of the best place. You have so much resources compared to men. How many like homeless shelters they have specifically just for men? They have special like women's shelters for like sexual abuse victims. They had like one in like Canada or something, and they ended up like shutting it down because they wanted to fund another women's one.
Oh, jeez.
They have all these resources at their disposal. But like, see, with this Me Too thing, I think it's good that some of these things in Hollywood have been revealed.
Absolutely.
And I don't know enough about this particular case, but I know there's been a lot of allegations. I think Johnny Depp got something, and they had James Franco and all these.
James Franco. And Aziz Ansari, that was the weirdest one.
Yeah, like, see, I do not care for that guy one bit. And I think it's ironic that he would have that happen, but on the other hand,
he did nothing wrong. I think
he was a human. He did nothing wrong. He did not rape. Like, you cannot have a girl give you unconsensual oral sex unless you had like a gun up to her head, and he did not.
Yeah, he said she claims that he didn't notice the visual cues that she was giving him. BS. I mean, you were there, and
it's not like.
Yeah, you were wanting it, and you gave it to him, and you liked it, but then you didn't.
With particular, with regular penetration, that's that can be done, but like oral.
Yeah, that requires
fellatio,
you. Yeah,
that part. That has to be that's on you. You're driving the car. You can't go and drive a car and said, "Hey, he made me drive the car," when he was sitting in the seat going, this doesn't make any sense. But on the other, I don't really know how to feel. I'm not going to really raise a big voice over him because he's a super progressive. I bet he's
a male feminist.
He's a male feminist. I mean, that kind of raises red flags right there. So maybe there was something more to this.
Like Milo always says, when you find out that they're male feminists, you can start the clock on the rape clock.
Oh, like the rape accusation clock. It's absolutely true. I think Sargon of Akkad, who he had some interesting developments this week.
What? Was he getting rape accusations?
No. I was talking about the...
the other thing.
Yeah, but no, like they've had these things with the allegations, and it's just like it's so hard to go. Like, yeah, there's a lot.
It's hard to prove.
It's true. Like a lot of people, they do abuse women. And a lot of women, and I've seen people the other way around where there's false accusations.
Absolutely.
It's one thing to be, having a real accusation. That's fine, but like when you have a false accusation, that's one of the most despicable things you can do as a human.
Because you ruin people's lives forever. That's why Trump he sent out a tweet today about his staffers. He said, quote, "People's lives have been shattered and destroyed by a mere allegation. Some are true and some are false. Some are old and some are new. There is no recovery for someone falsely accused. Life and career are gone. Is there no such thing any longer as due process?" He makes a good point there.
There is, and the thing is, we live in this world where you can find all the information you could ever want in like the flick of a wrist,
Yeah.
And then he ever tries to go and apply somewhere like, oh, he was a suspected rapist.
Yeah.
No
you immediately lose all opportunities in life.
Like, that no wonder the left supports this, because it'll make so much more people go on to welfare because they can't get a job. This is like
specifically white men.
This is a secret, this is a backdoor way to funding the welfare, to promoting democrat values and increasing the amount of people on welfare.
Yes.
Because if you're on welfare, you're not going to go out and vote. You don't go and bite the hand that feeds you. So these sort of things. Same thing with marijuana. That's why they want to do that, to go and ban people from owning guns. That's why it's a big promotion of it, because they're not allowed to go and own guns and smoke marijuana.
Yeah.
So they want to go and promote the marijuana.
Mary Jane.
The marijuana, which is apparently is racist to go and say marijuana.
Oh God, why is that? I don't understand that. What's the reasoning for this one? I saw that headline.
Mexicans said marijuana, and Mexicans are they racist now?
Yeah, they calling their own people racist, their own minority that they herd around with their identity politics. I mean, come on, just because it's like Pepe. Just because
I'm surprised they haven't said something, because Pepe is traditionally a
Pepe, a Mexican name.
Well, yeah, Spanish or some variety of that.
Yeah. Well, even with Pepe, their reasoning as no comment. Their reasoning as why Pepe was this alt-right symbol is because some white supremacists use it. Well, just because one group uses it and everybody else does too, doesn't mean it's exclusively for that group. It's like saying, white supremacists wear polo shirts, therefore polo shirts or a symbol of white supremacy. That just doesn't make sense.
Well, yeah, they're saying everything's white supremacist nowadays. Oh, you support this, you support Confederate flag, that means you're a white supremacist. You support,
Milk.
not paying paying less taxes. That's white supremacist, because traditionally, minorities use more social programs than non-minorities, and you're racist and you're white bigot. You're white. Yeah, that's already automatically done. Boom. Everything.
Race. Everything's about race. All the time now for the left, and it's annoying.
And it's funny, they created their own boogeyman. They were complaining, oh, you're literally Hitler. Back in the 2000s, you ever had to disagree with someone, you call him Hitler. And it started going down, everyone, to the right of me is Hitler, everyone to the right of me is a Nazi, everyone to the right of me is racist.
Yeah.
And to the point where you would lose nothing for
being called it,
going farther to the right.
Yeah.
So it's he's like, oh yeah, you're gonna call me a Nazi, so maybe I'll actually be a Nazi.
Yeah.
That's what it's become. They made their bed and they're gonna lie in it, and they're now getting all pissed off. Oh no, they're asking for an ethno state. Well, you probably shouldn't have called everyone a Nazi then, because it's the liberal who cried racist. It's like the boy who cried wolf. You call it enough, no one's gonna give a crap. It's like you go click the button on the you click the button in the emergency announcement system and you say there's a nuke coming, and there's no nuke coming. And you do it too much. Then when an actual nuke comes, no one's gonna go and take cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry there. I couldn't think of it. I had a big bowl of chili for lunch, so.
I had a big bowl of chili for lunch. Sorry, I can't remember. If anybody doesn't know, go look up Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, and there's a part where he talks about when he was in his custody hearing, and Alex Jones couldn't think of the name of his son's teacher or something. And so what he says in his custody hearing, he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't remember. I had a big bowl of chili for lunch."
Well, how are you supposed to know the name of all your kids' teachers? Let's be real.
I know.
Dude,
I don't remember my teachers.
I remember half of my teachers, even when I was going to college.
They didn't tell us their names at college.
Well,
I don't know any of them.
They would tell you their names.
They didn't. No, at here they do not tell you your names.
BS. I've had college classes. Maybe you were asleep because you don't take coffee.
Stop making fun of my
You don't go and do a line of caffeine in the morning.
Oh, yeah, you do?
I do a line, I just go and get my coffee grounds and just go and snort them.
Oh, yeah.
Because apparently that's what's going on. That's what goes on in these straight edge parties. They don't go and drink,
really?
They don't do drugs. They go and get cocoa. They'll get a Nesquik. They're just going to do a line on the table right there of cocoa.
And you wonder why I don't go to any parties.
Well, no, this would be your type of party. They have
I don't
soda.
go to any.
They drink
any
soda.
On the emphasis on the any.
They drink soda. They eat chocolate. And it's no wonder
really
people are
edgy.
getting so fat these days.
I'm not
these
fat.
are their parties. Back in the day, you used to do cocaine.
Is this fat? Is this fat?
These days, you'd be lucky if you can. You just eating the calories, man. That's
Dude,
like
do
a
I
drug
have fat
in
on me?
itself.
Look how I'm the biggest straight edge in this room, and look at the fat on me. None. I'm like a Holocaust victim.
Yeah, no, you're not that bad.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, I've known people.
We have known people.
Dude, you just need to go. You need to go to the gym though. You need to go and get that testosterone up. You want to get the ladies? That's number one thing. You have to go increase the testosterone. Just cut out those Oreos.
The soy.
Cut out the Oreos.
I love Oreos. They're delicious.
It's got all this processed stuff. The process makes your pee-pee smaller. It's a proven, well, I don't know. It may or may not be true. But
may
the soy,
or may not.
The soy has...
Sounds very conclusive.
Well, I don't want to go and make claims on here and then be like, oh, I'm suing you because you made us lose stock in Oreos. I mean, this is conjecture, but a soy phyto or phenoestrogens have been shown in some studies to lower your testosterone.
Yeah.
And testosterone is what makes you, manly. And it's funny too. You can't even go and like get supplements. You get estrogen supplements at your Starbucks, but try to get testosterone supplements. You have to
be trans to do that.
Yeah, and that upsets me.
Neil Armstrong.
Yeah. Well, no, he didn't get it. He had blood transfusions from himself.
Oh, is that what he was doing?
Yeah, it's like some really like
he did
weird
steroids.
No, he didn't do steroids. He did. He did blood doping. That's when he
which Armstrong is this? I said Neil.
Yeah, whichever one, the biker, the dude with the one testicle. I mean, he would need those anyway. He did. He only had one testicle. He probably should.
Wow.
If he actually was doing regular, like steroids, it would actually make sense. He's running on like half the cylinders.
He's running on 2 cylinders.
Well, what if you have an 8-cylinder, man?
Dude, he's not. Well, yeah, he's not. He's a cyclist. He can't be an 8-cylinder.
No, he'd be like a V8. He was pretty good.
He'd be like a V12.
I mean, you tried doing half that stuff. Like,
I know. I'm not saying it's hard work. I'm saying it's because he's a cyclist.
He didn't take steroids. He was taking like blood transfusions. I don't think it's that big of a deal. If you want to go in and transfuse yourself with blood.
Lance Armstrong. I'm so sorry, Neil Armstrong, that I defamed you. Like, I knew it was the wrong Armstrong.
Was he on the moon?
Okay, Alex Jones. You're going to pull that
his mom's name was Moon, right? What if they say he was the first man on the moon? And this is like, he wouldn't be lying if he said he was.
No.
Like the first man came from the moon.
He was on the moon of the set that Stanley Kubrick created.
Was Dad be the first man on the moon?
Why? I think we can move on now. Anyway, we have a fun one.
This is in the 50s, so yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We have a very fun thing to end on because I just love it because it looks so stupid of him. Justin from Canada, our favorite little Justin Trudeau, was at a town hall and he's taking questions from people. And this woman starts, going through her spiel that she had of a question. And she says, maternal love is a love that's going to change the future of mankind. We're getting distracted all the time because there's so many funny people walking around.
You gotta take your medication.
My ADHD medication.
Yeah,
I probably need it.
Just careful. You don't want to,
Yeah, I want.
You don't want to go.
Cool.
You don't want to go.
Don't want to pull Vegas.
You don't want to go and do that stuff. You don't want to be a, Columbine. Don't do that. So wait, should we go and like have people not take?
I avoid Motrin. Nothing happened just now, by the way. You just heard a little bit of a gap in there because
someone's autism happened. And it wasn't me this time.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's usually me.
Okay, but
anyways, I'm gonna start over. Justin,
don't do drugs.
Yeah, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. I hate drugs. I don't even take Motrin because I avoid it. Well, I do take, but I avoid it. But anyway, let's get back on topic because we have a few minutes left.
I take the fun ones.
Oh,
no, just kidding. Don't do those.
Yeah, don't do those. I hate those.
How would you know?
I've experienced what other people are like on them.
You can't do that. Like, you're doing.
Yes, you can. You can't. Oh, yeah, you haven't tried. The gay sex, so you don't know what it's like.
What if you like it? I don't know. You might. You haven't even experienced the regular sex. You might like it.
Oh God.
Dude, what if
Let's
you like
stop talking about my personal life.
What if you liked it more?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, shoot.
We're talking about Justin. Let's keep the one gay guy at a time.
I mean, he's very related to gay sex.
What?
He's very related to it.
I know. That's my point. Let's stick with him. Let's stick with one.
Is he the one you want to do with the?
He is so weak and feeble.
I mean, if you're gonna be gay, want to get with a strong, gay man. Be like, Arr. You don't want to have any like sissy boy.
Well, that.
Like if you would go gay, would you go with a sissy boy, gay boy, or would you go with like a girly man or like a manly man? Like,
well, I don't.
Like Alex Jones, like a gay Alex Jones.
Oh God, that'd be scary.
Like if you had like a gay Alex Jones or a gay Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, you go with Alex.
You'd be the one giving. Like
I'd be the bull.
You'd be the one on. You'd be the power top. I guess.
Let's move on. We will talk about this next show because I do have some thoughts, but I don't want to talk about them. I don't have any of those actual thoughts.
Yeah,
but I
you
could
want
use
to be
a
in
few.
the situation.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot wrong with people. We're going to talk about Justin. Justin from Canada was taking questions at a town hall, and a woman gave her a spiel, and she said, quote, maternal love is a love that's going to change the future of mankind. And then Justin interrupts her and says, we like to say people kind, not necessarily mankind. It's more inclusive. And the woman says, there we go. Exactly. And everybody starts clapping because he corrected her saying people kind. And
That's improper English.
It is improper English.
You know, you can think that, mankind, well, like, shoot, the man, woman, there's a man within both of those.
Oh, yeah, there's one man. Are we going to change it to one people? One people?
Yeah, like, what are you guys sound like? One love.
One people?
One love, because do what you would, be Bob Marley, one love. No, it's mankind. Don't go with this, like, social justice crap. I've heard that you may or may not have.
Mankind is gender inclusive because it includes men and women. It's mankind.
Well, I've heard that you had a course that required a certain language like this. Then can you back that up? There's a class that you know someone who took.
Which classes?
They made you say, like, they were very upset of using, like, the word man.
Oh, was that the screenshot I sent you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They did that as a joke where they were, like, upset because they said, like,
Was it a joke?
They kind of.
Was it? It's like the person who called us. He was like saying, "Oh, you mean by Hollywood? You mean Jews?" Not like, and they said it was a joke.
Yeah. Well, this is what Justin said. Did you see? Justin came back saying he's like, "Oh, it was just a bad joke." Here's the thing. I'm calling BS on that because when does the left make fun of their own side?
Oh no, this is like one of the things.
When do they do it?
It's like
they don't.
It's not a joke. It's like he's floating out like, "Oh, it's just a joke."
Yeah, he's deflecting it.
They said that. What was a joke? They said a couple years ago that, man going to the woman's bathroom, that was a joke. Then look where we're at.
Yeah.
They said back in the 60s, gay people, that wasn't a thing. That was, we're not in the 60s. Like, back in like the 20s, back when they first had like, they allowed like interracial relationships. They said, this about that. It's a slippery slope. And now I'm not saying there's anything necessarily wrong about these things. I'm not saying, I'm just saying that they said this wasn't going to happen, and it happened.
Yeah, exactly. They and the right would even like laugh at like, what are they going to do now? Are they going to have the number 2 in LGBTQ?
And they do.
Yeah.
Justin Trudeau seriously said this. Two-Spirit.
He did Two-Spirit. That made me laugh so hard because he was crying during it.
Headmates now? Like, what is this? Like, is that like mental illness? Have we got like an M in there?
Yeah.
LGBTQ IIAARP 2468 42069 blaze it.
It's like they become their own meme and it becomes a reality. Their meme becomes a reality.
Here's the thing.
And he went off, Justin, his advisor. This is how they make it even worse. His chief advisor tweeted out, the lesson to take from this joke being torqued by InfoWars and other alt-right Nazi friends of the rebel is they're paying attention. Game on, #Trudeau. How is InfoWars alt-right? And then how is Rebel alt-right? The guy that runs is literally Jewish.
Yeah, and Pierce he is a very interesting individual.
Yeah, he is. But there was Pierce Morgan wrote a column mocking Trudeau. Okay, so since he does that, he's automatically alt-right. He's
Pierce
the only
Morgan
time
upsets me.
Oh, I know. So now Pierce Morgan's a Nazi because he criticized him. But Pierce Morgan, to be fair,
did nothing wrong.
Yeah, Clarkson did nothing wrong.
You punched him in the face.
Yeah, that was funny. He knocked some sense into him.
That was a joke.
Yeah, joke. We don't encourage violence. We condemn violence. But the only time. There are exceptions. The thing is with Pierce Morgan is that he's not a Nazi except when it comes to guns. Saying he's a gun Nazi, but other than that, he's not a Nazi.
Pierce Morgan does. I do not like his. I
hate him.
Gun control. I do not like his.
But
stance.
he loves Trump.
Yeah. Some people. A broken clock is right twice.
Yeah. Well, I think he liked Trump because he was on his show and he got to know him well. And knew the real Trump, and he kind of admired it.
But here's the thing: if you're gonna have why can't we just have the LGBT community? Why can't we just call it that?
Yeah, that's all that there is.
If you're gay, if you're bisexual, and if you're trans. So like, lesbian, if you're gay, there's like a, they want to say there's a spectrum. Straight on one end is like 0 and 1, and then trans is just everything between there. So you can't have like Q, P, 2. Like, what's the difference between two-spirit and trans, or like two-spirit and gay, or like, and then why is kink in there? Like,
oh yeah, that's a new one. They
what
K.
if I like whips and chains? Why does that make me in the LGBT community?
I don't know.
What if I like nipple clamps? What if I like, spanking? Why does that put me into? Why would I be put into into the LGBTQ?
Yeah, why are you in the gay community?
Yeah, why is that gay?
It's not.
There's some straight people who like do some, like, they were furries. Does that make them gay?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair,
does it make Christian Grey gay?
I guess he's
50 Shades of Grey
I guess
is gay.
Would that make him queer? Is that the correct term? I don't know what the term is.
Yeah, they keep changing it every day.
Because I thought at one point they were offended by queer, but now there's a Q. So they say queer, and that's.
Oh, we got a call. Caller, can you hear us? I got to put you on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Howdy.
We only have a few minutes, but we'll let you go.
All right. Tell me, what topic do you guys want to talk about?
Whatever you want. We have like 2 minutes. Think of something quick.
What about the LGBTQIAP2 community? What are your thoughts on the increasing number of vowels in there?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly.
Yeah. What?
What was that? Did the phone line go? It's bizarre.
Hello? You still on?
Oh.
Hello? We entered the Twilight Zone?
Oh, sorry. Looks like we lost our car. That's bizarre. Final thoughts? We're going to have to close. I'm sorry, sir. If you're listening right now, call back in next week. Saturdays at 7, we're always on line 9.7
Check
FM.
us out at thestatepatriot.com. Go on the comments section. I guess someone might do an article about this.
Yes.
And post in the comments section. We already had one caller previously do that.
Yeah.
That's a good way to go and reach us.
Yeah, you can.
We have our Twitter at, was it the State Patriot?
At State Patriot and at Penn State BMP if you want to do that.
Yep.
But yeah, please call in again next week. I'm sorry. I don't know why that dropped out, but we can always talk about any subject we want next week and have a nice live debate. So we'll have more friends in the studio. But to wrap this up with Justin, yeah, not a joke. The LGBT thing's gone way out of whack. You can only be lesbian, gay, or bisexual. Like, that's the only things I buy.
Oh, yeah. See, like, if you're trans, you usually want to be one or the other.
Yeah.
It's not like if you're a trans man, you want to become a man. If you're a trans woman, you want to become a woman. That, you don't want to be in between. Like I just thought the word trans would go in, like, it would fill up everything in between, would it not? Like,
yeah.
Would it, like,
that
they have
fills in the
LGBT.
blanks. But even that's a mental disorder. Like, it's not a part of this thing,
Well, see, I think that, like,
maybe you could argue gayness could be, but I'm not.
This is like, I have my own personal views, but I think just LGBT would cover all your bases.
It covers everything. I agree. Keep it that. Doesn't need any more. And that's fine. We don't have a problem with those people. We're just saying, like, now that it's expanding, like, to other areas that it shouldn't be. And they wonder why so many people are crazy these days, why they're on these, like, medications. Sure. And I think, like, you see, nowadays you see all this rise, and people, they get told they can become a woman, and they really can't, and they lose their ability to do the very good plateau, top of the line on the top of the castle, the climax. They lose that ability. And I think they don't tell enough people about that. And then they get on antidepressants, and that's why you go and see a lot of violence going on. Speaking of this sort of, I think that's important.
Thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with more real news.